Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Phil Accardo, your real estate tech guru. Today's video is going to be all about how to connect your Facebook API to n8n so you can start posting content on Facebook. And we're talking about 4 different types of Facebook posts: text only, text and image, text and video, and then a multiple image post, or I guess like a carousel plus text. If you haven't tuned into this channel yet, you're in for a real treat, because if you're a real estate agent, you should hit that subscribe button. All I talk about is how to integrate AI and technology into real estate sales. And again, this could apply to other types of businesses and other businesses within real estate. But I am a 15-year veteran real estate agent. I've sold hundreds of houses throughout my career. I love tech, and I'm here to help train you guys and support you guys through adopting technology, especially AI, entering the modern real estate world. Before I begin, though, I want to remind you guys, if you haven't seen the video that I already made about how to set up your Facebook API with Meta, you should watch that video first, because this video is assuming you already have your Facebook API set up. Okay, so we have our blank canvas open here in n8n. The first thing we want to do is add a Facebook Graph API node. Okay, and then you want to add your credentials. And I'm going to add my active account credentials in here. So I'm going to just select it's this one, and you leave the host URL as default. You change the HTTP request to post. The Graph API version, I will just use the latest one. Node should be me. And then edge should be feed, okay? And the next thing you do is you go under options. You leave these two options as off. Ignore SSL and send binary file. We're not sending any files. So we go to add option at the bottom, and we do query parameters. And then we go to add parameter, and this needs to be message, okay? And the value is, this is what's gonna get posted to Facebook. So what you would probably do is feed this with a variable. So if your data, your message is coming under, it might be JSON.Facebook copy, but we can just fill in the variable here, accardoteam.com, and I'm gonna actually go to my Facebook page right now. Okay, so here I'm on my business page. So yeah, hypothetically speaking, well, this should really work. So let me just hit execute here. It should post accardoteam.com on my Facebook page. This is my live page, guys. And there it is. Boom, it worked. Move the trash. So that's just text. It's the easiest one. It's one node. You just have to figure out how you're gonna send data to it. And if you need help with that, just let me know. Okay, so let me just get a little more organized here. Facebook text post. Now we're gonna do an image post with text. So I'm gonna just copy my node here. I'm gonna open it up. These things are a little different. Not that much different though. The big thing is we have to get our Facebook ID. And remember, that's under developer tools. You wanna go to tools. Well, let me just start from the top. So you want to go to My Apps. You want to open up your app that you made based off the prior video. You want to go to Tools. Oh man. You want to go to Tools, Graph API Explorer. Then you go, well, you want to make sure your Meta app is selected, the right one. You probably have one over there. You go over here where it says me, and you delete that, and you go and you do accounts. And remember, it's the second one here. So you want to copy that, go back over to n8n. You paste it where it says node and replace a me. The edge is photos, okay? The message, again, is however you're receiving the data, okay? And then we have to send, this is how we get the image file. through a binary. And I'm not really going to talk about how you guys are forwarding your data to this node. I'll be happy to, chat with you about it one-on-one, because there could be a million ways to do this, but end of the day, you need to collect a image file, and that's typically formatted in a binary file. So again, this is the format for how you do a Facebook text and image post. It's that simple. And I'll show you, well, let me show you now. So here's my flow. Down here's my image, down here's my message. So I received the data through JSON.Facebook copy. That's how my message is received to the Facebook node. My image, I have a get image HTTP request, and I'm linked into Airtable. So I'm forwarding a binary file from my Airtable to my node here. Okay. And now we're going to talk about video. So I'm going to do a copy this. I want to paste it down here. I want to do text, and we're going to open this up, text and video post. The formatting is almost the same, except the edge changes to videos. Okay. And I'm not sending a binary file on this one. I'm still sending a message. Well, message actually should be renamed to description. Okay. I honestly can't remember if it can be message as well. For some reason, I had description in here, and I'm pretty sure it's because that's how what the API expects when they're talking about dealing with text and video, but I could be wrong. You could test this out with message. I just haven't done it in a while to really know for sure. But again, so we're talking about video and text, and we have the description, which is, the copy. And now to collect the image file, the name has to be file_URL. And then the actual image, or actually the video file, has to be like publicly hosted on a website that it can be pulled from. Okay. And let me show you my node here. This is how I have mine set up. JSON secure. And then one issue I'm running into with the Facebook API is that when I post a video to my feed, it also posts the story, and I haven't been able to actually get it to not post to a story as well. It might be fine depending on your video format, but the video format that I'm using doesn't actually look good in stories, so I don't want it to post, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But here is my setup. So I got all my stuff's in Airtable. So this pulls from Airtable, my video file. Okay. And I then have to upload my video to Cloudinary. And the reason I have this middle step, which you may or may not need, is because my video file, the way it's created through AI, is Facebook API basically just doesn't like the way it was created, even though it's an MP4. So I uploaded the Cloudinary, and it basically like recreates the video in the proper structure that the API can understand. So that's how you do the video node. Okay. So now we're going to do a multiple image post configuration. I want to copy this again, paste it down here. I'm going to open it up. Facebook text, and we're going to call it multiple image. Okay, so we're going to configure the node first, and again, Facebook graph account, host URLs default, post version, 123. Node doesn't change. Edge goes back to photos. Query parameter is URL. And then I want to get into how you get this value, but my value, I'm just going to put my value in here as photo URL, and then published is false. You want to name this published, you want to put it false in here. That's the first step. So now, before this, I have a loop over. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? The reason we have this loop over is because, so there's actually two of these container nodes, and in layman's terms, this first one is essentially like forming the container is what they call it, with all the images in it. So it basically creates one big container with all the images in it, and then it combines it all and then sends it to the final distribution Facebook graph node that actually posts it on Facebook. I always have an aggregate here because we're going to aggregate the data, and I do individual fields, and I call this ID. And I would just do exactly how I have it here. To be honest with you guys, like, I don't know every sort of technical reason behind everything. I just know I got this to work. Then we want to add another Facebook graph node here. You want to pick your Facebook account, default, post, version 23. You want to have your node ID again. Edge is feed. This is the important stuff. Query parameters. This is message. And so that's however you want to feed it, the message. Then attached media. Okay. So that's the basic configuration of all. Now it's a matter of feeding the actual photos correctly. And let me show you how I have this set up. So I get all my data from Airtable, and I have all the photos that I want to post in an Airtable cell before I send it over to here. But what you need to do, and again, like, this has to do with how you're sending data. Everyone might be different. I had to add a code node in front of this all, and my code node, what it's designed to do, it takes Airtable records that might contain multiple images and transforms them into a list where each item is represented as a single image. Okay. So yeah, it feeds 10 up here, go back over here. It takes my Airtable image files, and then it'll output 10 different URLs. Here's the code that I have set up, and I used AI to generate this code for me. But yeah, it takes the 10 images and creates 10 different, outputs. So each image has its own URL. So end of the day, the data comes from Airtable, it hits the code node. The code node outputs a URL for each image file. It loops through here. Facebook gets each image file one at a time until all are done looping through. So all 10 pieces of data will go through here. And I'm saying 10 because I have mine set up for 10, because Instagram limits you at 10, and it just makes it easier to limit the whole thing at 10 so I can post to both platforms at the same time. So I'm just going to use 10, but perhaps it can be more with Facebook. It might be able to be more. But again, this Facebook node builds the container. It comes back in here. The aggregate node combines it all into one, and then it goes to the final Facebook Graph API node, and it posts on Facebook. Let me show you a few examples. I've used this exact workflow to post this. I just posted that today. We posted that. This is the image, one we just went over. It pulls the copy and posts all the pictures that I have here. And mine actually pulls from the Zillow workflow or from a Zillow URL. So yeah, I mean, that's a very brief overview of how this works in a nutshell. You guys could definitely take this and, make it your own. I'm going to upload these settings into my school community. So if you want to download this, go for it. It's free. Again, I'm not the most technical person. I am technical enough to get this stuff working. I'm not always the most technical to explain all the details, but all I'm really focusing on is results. And, I'm here to help you guys get this to work. So if for some reason, you get stuck, send me a DM in my school community and we'll get you worked out. But again, this is Phil Ricardo. Subscribe to my channel, sign up for my free school page. All the information on there is everything I'm doing here is in my school. And let's connect, maybe sell some real estate together and, keep it modern and technical, man. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you.